Welcome back to the How to Think in Chess series. So now we'll be starting with the English. Ah, no. I have no idea what this opening is, but it's fine. It's like I'm playing a Karokan as white, but it's good. I think this is good because it will show us practical opening principles. So now this move is not the best move because already my opponent is allowing me to go for a central push, and now he has to come here and then I'll be able to get the center. And I know that okay, so now this move is not the best because now I can push, and he has to play a move like this, um making room for his knight, because in the next move I'm pushing, and as you can see now, this bishop is controlling that whole diagonal. So if the knight doesn't make any space for themselves, they will suffer. So now that I can come here, but the issue is once I say check, they can always push the pawn, and this knight will be protected by the queen. But instead, we'll go with our original plan, and now we will push our b4 pawn to attack the knight. And the knight is trapped. Funny enough, there is no square for the knight to go in. So in this position, what white could have played, instead of playing knight there, they could have pushed. They should have taken and then pushed d5. Would have been a very good move, so that we both are sharing the center. And it is more controlled. But now our opponent will be losing a pawn. So now our opponent is attacking our pawn right now. So it's very simple what we have to do. We don't have to think too much. We can just protect it. Now the way to protect the pawn will be the interesting part. Should we push? If we push now, we are allowing our opponent to always stay down on our king. If we bring our bishop here, the knight can always go to c4, deflecting us, and then when we take, they can take. So we have to find what is the best move in the position. Another move we can play is knight here. It doesn't seem like it's that bad. Only downside is that our bishop is trapped. So now that I just remember that our bishop is trapped, I'm like, oh, okay, we can bring our bishop to g5, pinning the knight to the queen, so the knight can never move. And once this bishop comes and captures, let me just show you. Now this knight can never capture, because we will capture the queen on the next move. So as you saw the pattern of my thinking, I was trying to understand what was the best move. And now I can trade off my dark squared bishop for his bishop, because his bishop is bad. Like, as you can see now, it's being blocked by its own pawn. And I can go forth and capture that knight. So now I'm up a full piece in the opening. So I guess not playing the English was good, because you guys get to see opening principles which you can apply in your own games as well. So now it's simple now. All we just have to do, we just have to develop our pieces, push this pawn, develop our knight, bring our bishop. Now that pinning our knight, we can just bring our bishop. Although our bishop will also be bad, but not as bad as Black's bishop, in my opinion. Um, because we can always. Okay, no, I think we both will, if he exchanges this, like, this bishop will be trash, to be honest. If I have a chance, I'll even bring my knight back, because this bishop cannot do anything in the game. So he pushed, and Ampersand is not forced. So I'm just gonna push my pawn once more. Oh no. That's where I made a mistake, because I did not see what was the purpose of his move. And now he can take that pawn. That's a very good move by him. He can now take this pawn with check. I missed it because I was distracted by a pawn push, and he goes and just pushes a pawn instead of taking that free pawn with his queen, attacking my king at the same time. But since he blundered, we can just capture, and now we castle. Now, with our knight, we would love to put our knight in the center of the board. So we're also stopping this push, so that black will never have a passed pawn. So this is very good right now. We had a lot of success in the opening, and now we're in the middle game. Once I have castled my king, but please, if you're playing, make sure you castle as quickly as possible. My opponent is offering me a draw. I will happily decline, because I'm in a winning position, and it won't be a good way to end the video by accepting a draw. So now we have a nice outpost for our knight. Okay, now the rook is attacking us, but it's not an issue because we were always planning to go to b5, but now we get a tempo as we are attacking the rook at the same time, and there is no valuable squares the rook can go to in this file, so the rook has to go all the way back to keep it safe. The queen can come to protect it, but that's not good because now if the queen comes to, okay, at least he did not blunder that. Now I'll castle my king, and now I am very, very safe with nothing to worry about. So now, as you can see, we both have terrible bishops. I have a terrible light squared bishop. He has a terrible dark squared bishop. But it is what it is. That's what I can say. So now I'm just gonna play even more slowly. I can push this, but it can become a weakness in the future, as I'll have to overprotect it in a way. So what I'm just gonna do now, I'm gonna try to find a way to improve my position. What can I play that will improve my position at the moment? Um, there's nothing much I can think of. It's really locked, and the first thing I'm thinking of is perhaps bringing my rooks over here. This bishop can always. Okay, what can we do in this position? Let's think properly. We can push. If the queen comes here, that's hanging. So I think I'm just gonna follow up with pushing, and then bringing my rook here, preparing to attack that weak pawn. And I can always bring my knight back to protect that pawn, so that is not an issue. I just checked it out now. So now the plan is simple: bring our rooks and attack that pawn which is weak. Our opponent offers us a draw again. I will decline because it is not close. There is a lot of progress I can make. So now our opponent is trying to improve the bishop, which is actually a very good move. But I'm just gonna follow up by coming here, and then the moment he tries to attack that pawn, okay, so now I will. He wants to come here to checkmate me, but that's not a big deal for me right now. So I'm just going to continue with my plan. Let's bring our rook in the game, perhaps here. So once the queen comes here to attack this pawn, I can just push the pawn. The queen comes here. It's not really a fork, but now I can improve my bishop because my bishop can go to g2, and now it is doing something because it is protecting my king. So already I have helped myself by developing this bishop. He's not really losing a piece. He just has to come here to g5, pinning the king, pinning the pawn to the king. In that way, I cannot capture his bishop, as it would be check. So he blunders right now, and now I can capture because now he did not play the best move, and this bishop is protected by the queen. Now I'm just going to attack the queen. The queen has to step away, perhaps here, not there, here, or just going back all the way. And then now I'll just develop my queen. Maybe play it here, and then bring this other rook here. But first, let's just go for an early. Oh wait, okay, that pawn was hanging, but it's fine. It is fine. Why does my opponent keep offering me a draw? Um, now what we can do is let's improve. Okay, what can I do? Let's play here. Okay, now that blunders my pawn. So I guess the best move I can just play at this moment is just coming back, defending that pawn, and allowing my rook to see that piece, because I'm scared of like removing my queen, because maybe the queen comes here and then pushes the pawn, and I wouldn't like that. So I'm just trying to avoid all of that. So now our opponent blunders the pawn. We will happily take it. Now he has a very weak pawn, and then if you manage to take this pawn, you'll have an isolated pawn. And I can even bring my knight back now because it will support in the attack. while my queen is still looking at two important diagonals. Okay, so our opponent decides to attack this pawn. That is fine. We will just capture this, and hopefully we can even push in the future with a discovered. But at the moment, the rook is on this file, so I cannot do that. So what I can do now, I can even bring my, oh, okay, he wants to bring his rook all the way there. What I can do now, I believe, I can try to checkmate my opponent, although there's a lot of combinations which I'm not sure about. How about this move? Oh yeah, that move is much better. This move is much better because now I get to say check if ever he is to move his rook, and then I can push for a checkmate. So that is not bad at all. So let's see what our opponent can play. How can he stop us? It's also good to also think of what your opponent can potentially do in the game. So our opponent can, to save himself, what can he do? Okay, that is a blunder I was trying to figure out, but it was tough. So if it was tough for me, I wonder how tough it was for him. Now I can bring my queen all the way to e6 with a check. If the king moves in, it's checkmate. If the king moves forward, it's checkmate. Okay, so I'll be ending the video here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you find this helpful.